All right. Ali, I did have the monthly calendar. Is it cool to walk through that real quick?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, you're good.
Perfect. Okay, I just put this up. It is in the bod group weekly post. So if you haven't noticed, there's now pinned to the top of the bod group a weekly announcement post. So we're going to be trying to filter all big things, anything you need to share, all in one spot right there. And it'll be updated weekly. So the new trackers for July are currently in the comments there. Also this team calendar, and I did announce the Glow Olympics, the Glow Olympics challenge we're doing for July. So it's super duper basic. There's 3 teams. Ali, myself, and Rachel are leading. So whoever's your upline coach, is who you're a part of. And if you're not sure, just ask us. But it's really simple. You're logging in the bod group each day, at least your workout, hopefully both your supplements and your workout. You're sharing your tracker and tagging one of us, whoever's team you're on, and you're interacting on the daily post. And if there's not a daily post, you should be checking in and encouraging others, like commenting and liking on their stuff. So very simple. This is open to our team, so you can share this and market it through bringing on your new people this month. And then just kind of looking at the month, Ali, Rachel, and I met and we talked about kind of simplifying things, making our community calls really special and pouring more into the partner training, because that was something that we heard from Summit, to give you guys more like one-on-one attention because you guys want to build businesses here. So the first Sunday of every month will be a community call that will be open to all clients. Everyone can join it. And then the next 2 weeks will be partner only calls. We'll be doing training specific, and y'all can start preparing for that call now by opening your Body Partner app and doing steps 1 through 5 of the 10-step business plan. I'll post this all in the pod after, so you'll have a visual to remember, but you want to prep for that July 14th call by having steps 1 through 5 complete. And then we're going to go over it. Cool. So the whole point of this is everybody, just like Growth Day, everybody's doing the same thing. Ali, Rachel, and I are going to be doing it too, because we want to go through that. But I think this will really provide better onboarding for our team and keeping everything aligned and simple. So we're all in line with the company, doing what we're doing, all the good stuff. The other new addition to this month is usually it will be the first Saturday, but because this weekend's July 4th, we decided to put it on the 13th. Our Zoom link will be open for you to invite anybody to try a sample workout, or if they're new, whatever, go back to all your no's essentially and invite them to that July 13th Zoom party. It'll be at 8 a.m. I'll make an event for it. We'll all hop on Zoom and it'll be a big thing every first Saturday of the month. This was a holiday weekend, so we figured that was better. Otherwise, you guys know the drill. Body Lava will start prep week tomorrow for the majority of us. There'll be a new bod group for that. And then we'll officially start on the 8th. There is also a bike sale that starts tomorrow and runs through the 8th. So fun little tidbit there. I think that was all of that. So in my mind, we're treating this first week of the month, just because prep week starts tomorrow, treat it like the last week of the month. And I know Ali's going to touch on this tonight, but like, don't stop the momentum today. Treat that first week of the month like last week, so you're not stressing about your goals at the end of the month, because it's not fun. Okay, I think that was it. I'm going to turn it over to Ali.
Let's see.
It should be good.
Perfect. Thanks. Okie dokie. So before I share my screen, I wanted to make this more, and I asked the girls, my own personally sponsored partners, to come with at least 3 questions to ask me for tonight, of what you're really struggling with and where I can help you. And so make it more interactive. I do have some tidbits to go over, but I want to give you what you want. And not just throw some information at you that you might feel is not needed or necessary, or you already know it. But I'm gonna kind of go over what I do and what works for me and how I've hit Success Club 49 months straight, which is crazy. But what that means is I've helped at least 3 women for 49 months in a row every month. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully, Summit girlies will get a laugh at this. My first, let's see here. Hold on. Okay, okay, hold on. Come on. Okay, can you guys see it? Oh, my picture went away. Guys, hold on. All right, so basically, what I'm going to talk about, I am no magician. I'm not a magical unicorn. There is nothing magic about me, and I'm not the Wizard of Oz. That's where this whole theme came from with Emerald City. That's not what got me to hit this many months of Success Club. It's hard work and it's strategy. And so I'm going to kind of go over what's worked for me and basic things that I think can help you. So let's see, we already did announcements. So that's not helpful. So for all you new partners, what is Emerald? So why does Emerald matter? Emerald is your first rank you could hit in the company. This is you, the white circle, and then it means you have 2 either partners or preferred customers under you. Very, very doable, and that should be something that you're pushing for pretty quickly because that's how you level up into more bonuses and more monetary gains and benefits with that rank advancement. But we won't go, I'm not here to talk about that, but I just wanted why it tied into Emerald City. All right, so what do I do? What do I do for success? So I always have, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, I always have 10 women in play. What that means is I always have 10 women who are interested in what I'm offering and having conversations with them. It could be women that I've talked to before and I reached back out and followed up, but they want to know. It could be new conversations I'm having or new people who reached out to me based on my stories on Instagram. The biggest thing that I have done to shift my business in the last 4 months, I would say, 3 to 4 months, is niche down super duper specifically to who I'm talking to. I thought I was niche down before. My niche has always been busy moms. I'm a boy mom. I niche down to busy moms who work in healthcare, who want to spend more time with their kids, don't have time to cook dinner, craving sweets, need healthy alternatives. That is super specific. But when I did that, my Instagram growth skyrocketed, and that gives me more potential people to talk to and more potential clients. And so I'll talk about niching down here in a minute and how you can niche down. This is very basic level stuff though. Like I'm not going to go into a full niche training. We can do that another time. But you have to figure out with your niche what you're passionate about. It might not be nutrition. Like Danielle, she is not going to sit there and make tons of healthy dessert recipes because that's not her. That's not something that appeals to her, and that's not the person she's talking to. So that would not work for her. The other thing that I do, and I've shifted this greatly in the past couple months too, is speak to my ideal client on my stories. When I talk about my nutrition groups, I talk about how I felt before I started To Be Mindset. So I didn't tell my story. I missed this part. I was a portion fixed girl for a very long time. I thought it worked for me. I thought it was all I would do ever. But then I got a little lazy with it. So I was like, well, it's okay if I eat my kids' leftovers. It's okay if I have this cupcake. It's okay to do whatever. And so I just wasn't seeing the results I wanted. I started To Be Mindset with a little gut protocol-ish mixed in. And that's when my results, that's when I saw the biggest transformation in myself, physically and mentally. And so on my stories, when I talk about how I felt before I made that transition and how I felt afterwards and how I can help them get across that bridge, because I have what they're looking for, right? I have minimal anxiety. I feel calm in my body. I'm not bloated. I'm having regular digestion. I feel good. And they feel like crap over here. And so how do they get from feeling like crap to here? I have that solution. And so I'm going to help them get across that bridge to how they want to feel. And so I speak to them on my stories about how I felt so bad before and really get specific. I felt terrible. I felt like XYZ, but make them feel it with you. So they're like, wow, I feel like that too. That's terrible. And they want to know what to do. The other thing that makes a huge difference, and Megan can attest to this too, because she was talking about this the other day, is inviting with excitement. So, like, even this sounds wild, and I never believed it, but if you just sit there and send out invites like, well, I have to hit my 10 for the day, and you're not like intentionally doing it because you want to help someone, you're just doing it to hit your number, I swear to you, no one answers. But when I have invited with enthusiasm and excitement, same message, no different, but I show up excited, more people respond. And so there is this universal, like, I'm not going to get too woo woo, but this whole like energy that you're sending, right? And so when you show up with energy and invite with energy, it makes a big difference. But also on your stories, when you talk, Katie Holtz made a beautiful transformation in this. I hope she's on. Is she on? Yes, she is. Um, we talked about this at Summit, and she would talk on her stories, and she was so nervous that it was kind of rehearsed and robot-ish. Now she just lets her true self shine, and her energy and her enthusiasm and her like true personality really shines, and it is night and day. And that's the Katie Holt, that's who she is. But she was afraid to talk on her stories, and so she kind of hid behind like, I don't want to see myself. I'll talk like monotone and not excited. Well, no one wants to join you if you talk like a robot, right? Like no one wants to, what's the fun in that? You're not excited. So why would they want to pay you to do it with you? So invite with excitement. All right. So I'm going to kind of walk through what I do. Let me look at the chat. Um, what I do each day, very basic level, but what I do each day to reach my goals. So in the mornings, before I work out, I make connections. So like if I'm laying in bed, sitting on the couch, whatever, just send connection messages. Kristen had a quick question she asked me a question earlier today of how do I make connections with people and invite them to work out. You're not making connections to invite them now. You're making connections to be a friend. And so I might like scroll through social media and look at someone's Facebook and be like, oh, well, they're on a cruise. Oh my God. And I'll send them a message and say like, oh my gosh, what cruise are you on? Or what ports are you going to? Have you been on a cruise before? Literally just striking up conversation. Do I always care what they have to say? No, not always. But it's engaging in a conversation and having that back and forth. Because then when you have that conversation now, 3 months later, when you're ready to invite them, you've had conversations randomly along the way, and they're more likely to say yes because they know you or they feel like they know you. They watch your story. So when you connect with someone, if you've never talked to them before, the first thing they're going to do is go to your profile. And so if you don't post anything or don't have anything, then they're like, well, I don't, this is okay, whatever. But if you talk with your stories, share posts, whatever you're doing, then they're going to go look at those. And I've had people before be like, what are you sharing about? And like straight up ask me from the beginning. Usually not. Usually it comes later, but if you connect with people, they're more likely to say yes in the future. Like no cold messaging here. Don't do that. So before my workouts, connections, and then personal development. I try and read 10 pages before I work out. With 80-day obsession, it does not really work. My time limits, it's a struggle. So I usually aim for 10 minutes of time instead of 10 pages. After my workout, because I feel good, I'm hyped up, I'm excited, I'll talk on my stories most days after I work out and either tell a story, how I'm feeling, tie into my nutrition group, or invite on my stories. And so what that means is I'm, again, going over how I felt. And I repeat this in different ways, at least a couple times a week. so people know how I felt and how I feel now. But I don't use the same lingo because like different lingo is gonna pick up to different people. So I don't always say the same things, but it's the same premise. So I'll invite all my stories almost every day. So I work a full-time job too, in case I didn't mention that earlier. So I don't have time to sit and do my business all day long. This is in little increments of time. So afternoon, usually either when I get home and the boys are playing or after they go to bed, I will send invites to people that looked at my story. So like if you go on your story on social media, you can see who's viewed it. If it's someone that I've known before and connected to before, I will invite them. And I can send you in the in our chat what types of messages I send, but it's super quick and simple. It's like, hey, thank you so much for supporting me on my journey. Basically, would you be interested in doing this with me? Or is it something you've thought about before? Something to take you, it's not, they're viewing your story. And if they have watched, if I've talked for like 5 slides about my nutrition stuff and they have their names on every page watched, then I'm going to invite them. They have watched every single one of my stories. They might not be interested, but why would they watch all of my story? So those are definite invites, even if I've not talked to them before, because I've invited them on my stories. I also check into my nutrition group girls every night. So just make sure they're doing okay, send a message, check in how everything's going. Simple, check on my current customers. Then I'll share random social media things. What that means is like if I find like a how to reduce anxiety post and I want to share it, sharing that stuff. Like random things that are not related to my business, but can tie in. And then almost if I'm posting on social media, I post around 8 o'clock. But I schedule it all out so I'm not actually sitting there posting it. That's higher level stuff we won't go into. But that's kind of my breakdown of every single day. Before I get into find your niche, does anyone have any questions? You can unmute and talk if you want. No? Comments, questions, anything?
I was just gonna say, Ali, I liked how you said repeating like where I was before and where I am again, because that storyline is so key. And we think we invite or we think we share a group, but 10 times or 9 times out of 10, if you guys went and looked at your evaluation of the last 5 posts you put up, would people know what you're doing? Would they know they can do it with you? And do they know how and when it starts? So I think like what Ali's saying is she's constantly thinking about what am I inviting to and what do they need to know about it? And if it's not clear in your stories, that's why you're getting objections or that's why you're getting no's or people don't answer you.
And you guys, before I started my like specific nutrition group, this was a struggle for me. I'll just be completely honest because I was niched down, like I said, I thought I was, but not this specific. Like I'm focusing on one very specific group of women, but that's who needs help and who I want to help. And so you just have to walk them across the bridge, right? There's a Josh Coates analogy that's like if you have 2 people and you say, hey, come join my group, you're gonna feel great. And they're like, well, I feel like crap. Well, they're not gonna jump off and swim across an alligator infested river to get to you. You have to walk them across the bridge with every step of the way and build the bridge up. So that's basically what this is doing. Okay, so we can talk more about niche training later at a later date, but I think this is very basic level. I tried to make it as basic as I could. So you need to find your niche. This is very hard. You have to decide what excites you most. Are you more interested in the nutrition aspect, the mindset aspect, or the workout aspect of body? That's your first step. After that, who is your ideal client? So like I said, for mine, it's a working mom in healthcare, ideally a boy mom, mid-30s, struggling with losing weight, eating too restrictive, doesn't have time to count macros, doesn't want to count calories or points, very specific person that I'm talking to when I post my reels. And then when I look at also when I'm finding my niche, I look at what have my struggles been that I'm trying to help them with. Again, very basic. But if you focus on nutrition, mindset, and workouts, people are going to be overwhelmed and not know that's a lot to focus on. And it's very hard to just pick one thing, honestly. But that's how you see the most success, I think, honestly. So, oh, I had this too. How to connect. So these are examples of what I would say. Like, oh my gosh, I love that shirt. Where is it from? They might answer, oh, well, it's from this boutique online called Blue Door Boutique. Have you heard of it? Oh my gosh, yes, I love to shop there. I shop there all the time. I also love to shop at bloody bloody blah. Have you shopped there? Question mark. And then like it just keeps going. It's just like sitting at a coffee shop and striking up a conversation with someone. And it's not me. I'm not an extroverted person, but you're also through a computer screen. So you don't have to, you're not sitting at the coffee shop talking to them. But it's getting over that fear that when you comment on their story or ask them a question, they might not respond to you. And that's fine. What are you losing? Right? You're just being a friend and having a conversation. All right, so let me, okay. Oh, hold on, let me see. Well, I was going to, sorry guys. There we go. So I wanted to share with you, this is the next steps to take. And this is what Danielle was talking about that we're going to be going over together in the Body Partner app. And I don't honestly love the web version, so it's a little hard for, okay. So 10-step business plan. There are 10 steps, imagine that. But you're just gonna go through 1 through 5, and there's little videos of each. So you click it, open it up. But this tracker is what I wanted to show you guys. So makes it super simple. Most importantly, you're on your own journey, following a meal plan, having positive mindset, and doing your workouts. You select a date of whatever group you're going to have, whatever the theme of that group is going to be, and then basically talk about, it's just check boxes on the tracker, how you share your story. Then what I like is this 10 in playlist right here. And so I fill that up. If they say no, the person comes off and you replace them with another person. I'll be honest, that can be challenging, but it just keeps me inviting. And honestly, having this nutrition group, so this is only my first, like I have one group currently going. I'm starting my next group the 15th. But the beauty of the nutrition group is that anyone, like, I don't care if they're going to Orange Theory or wherever they're going to work out, they can still do the nutrition group. Like, it's still beneficial to them because it's not workout related. And that's the biggest objection I was getting before was, well, I like XYZ workouts, or I like to do my workouts from YouTube or whatever. This nutrition program that I have, like, I've basically combined Tumi Mindset with Gut Protocol. So Gut Protocol is not as restrictive with the Tumi Mindset portion in it. It's very different. Like, there's no calorie counting, there's no macros, it's simple for moms to follow and see results. And that's what matters. So that's all I have planned, but I want you guys to ask questions. I'm putting you on the spot. Anybody? See what the chat says. Oh yeah, I answered Kristen's question earlier about connections.
Allie, how would you suggest that a new partner who's never run a group, how should they start simply so that it's not overwhelming? Like, we know we have the lava groups starting now, but how would you approach that?
Great questions.
Group?
So I tell all my new girls to add to our bigger bod group. Because I think it's challenging for them to start their own group and they have one or two people. And so like you're not getting that sense of community and that accountability with someone else. So I like when they add into the big group personally. But I mean, I think that they should pick a theme, like the theme of their group that they're hosting does not have to be the theme of the bod group. Does that make sense? So I can make it, I don't know, just pick a random name and I'm going to start on July 8th and this is what it's going to be about. Well, they can still have that group, but it's just they're adding to the big bod group. Whether that means they're sending like separate conversations with the person, encouragement, whatever their theme is. It depends on how specific their theme is, I guess. But if it's like moms who work hard, I don't know, that was random. But like that can go into the regular bod group. It's nothing different.
Yeah, like you guys could just have a message pod with your clients and theme it right there, is basically what she's saying. Kristen,
Yeah, and my nutrition group is not, so I just have a Facebook message group and we chat in there and that's it. I add their meal plans and recipes to a Google Drive every Monday, but that's it. Like I don't have a separate, they're not doing workouts. Some of them are. Most of them are not doing body workouts at all. They're just doing nutrition stuff.
Can you touch on Success Club and what it is?
Yeah. So Success Club is when you help three women, well, three women a month, and you stay on your own subscription, you hit Success Club. And so Success Club 5 is three women, 10 is helping. Success Club 10 is helping 5 women. So it's just a marker in the company that you're basically putting in the work and seeing the results. Is essentially what it is.
What are other ways you can hit Success Club than helping 3 women?
Yeah, so that's the hard thing. I was gonna say with like with the 5. So you can help women, 3 women a month is it gets you 6 because each person is 2.
can you explain what you're helping them with, Allie?
So I was getting ready to. You're reading my mind. If you sign someone up with the Total Solution Pack, you get 2 Success Club points. If you sign someone up with a the $99 like monthly deal, you get 1. If you sell, this is kind of confusing, but if you sell over 125 in volume to someone who's not purchased from you in the last 3 months, then it goes into a bank. And once you reach 125, you get 1 Success Club point. So you could really get your Success Club points just on volume of sales if you're just doing it that way. But it's a lot of sales and it has to be new people every month, essentially. So if like you're an influencer or something, then it might be easy because people are buying Energize from you, but that's challenging. That's it, right? Yeah. So there's different ways to hit it. But that's the simplest. Total Solution Pack is the simplest way to do it. Like the monthly $35 a month deal does not get you any Success Club points. Unless I guess you're signing up 6 people, right? 5 or 6 a month with it, then you would get 1 point. Also, forgot about this one. If you say someone wants to try Zero Sugar Shakeology and they don't want the workouts, they don't want anything else, and they put it on subscription, then that's also 2 Success Club points. Or any supplement on Home Direct that's 90 PV get you 2 points. Are you confused yet?
We can send a visual in the chat to remind you guys of like the go-to.
Yeah,
like,
it's easier to see it than it is to say it. All right, what else do you have? Katie, you have questions? I'm calling you out. No, you're good? Okay.
why has Success Club been important to you in your business?
So me being the type A person that I am, once it wasn't important to me at first. Helping women was more important to me and still is. However, once I reached my like 2-year mark of hitting it, then it became this personal competition with myself, honestly, that I couldn't let myself down, that I had to hit it regardless of when in the month I hit that goal, but I was going to hit it regardless. And it's kind of, it's a personal struggle inside myself because I can't let myself not do it because I'm too type A to fail. So, welcome to my brain. What was I gonna say? But my goal every month is to hit it by the 5th of the next month. So like I already have people lined up because I've been talking about my July 15th group the last week and a half. So I already have people lined up. I don't open my enrollment until tomorrow. So like my enrollment stopped on like the 20 something ish and it was closed for 10 days. So you can't join my groups at all. So I started back on the 1st and it'll run until like the 18th or 19th. And then same thing. So like at the end of every month, I'm talking to girls for the next month. Because I like to have it lined up and hit Success Club early, so I'm not stressed about it. And the rest of the invites are good, but they're not as stressful as me trying to only be focused on hitting Success Club.
Okay, I know we're almost out of time. We're kind of already out of time. Do you invite partners as well? Like, are you doing inviting to the business as well? Because you go from the 1st to the 20th, and then what do you do in that time? Are you inviting partners to the opportunity, or what are you doing for that?
I'm doing more focus. No. Yes and no, I would say. I am not just inviting for the partner opportunity, but I'm inviting clients and customers to the opportunity. Does that make sense? But I'm focused, most of that time is focused on my girls in my nutrition group. Like I'm really just focused on their success and their benefit and there for them. And my other people in the bod group more than anything else, honestly.
But you're still sharing about the
No,
next
yeah. I'm still talking about like the results the girls are seeing in the group and how they're feeling, etc. But I'm not like on my stories, I'm not talking about the business opportunity.
Last thing I want you to wrap up and touch on, unless anyone else has any questions. Hitting Success Club for this long, what experiences has that allowed you to do for you and your family in making that goal a standard for yourself? Because that's really what you've done, Allie. Like it's become important because what have you been able to cultivate?
Great question. So for me, hitting Success Club, not only because I'm type A and like the number of the consecutive months in Success Club, but so when I started this business, probably you've all heard this story, but Grayson was like 6 months old, 4 months old-ish when I started to take it seriously. And I was working my regular job, but then picking up extra on my day off at another job just for extra income to pay off debt, etc. And so my goal in this business was to make enough to have that day off with Grayson and not have to work that extra job. And so I literally sat down and said, well, I need to make, say it was $1,000. I don't remember what the number was, but I had a number that I had to meet and I wanted to meet it by X date. So I worked backwards and said, well, how many women do I need to help each month to reach this goal? And I think it was 6 months later-ish that I ended up hitting that goal. The reason I hit that goal, and I'm going to into Success Club in a second, but the reason I hit that goal is because I was so focused on what I wanted that I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way. No no's mattered. No, I don't care what you're doing. I don't like MLMs. I don't like network marketing. None of that mattered because I didn't give a damn. Sorry, kids. Sorry. I didn't care. Sorry. I didn't care that what people said because my time with my child was more important than what they had to say about it. And so whether that be like you want to go on a Disney trip with your kids, well, you need $4,000 to stay on property for 4 days with 3 park days for a family of 4. if that's your goal, then you have to figure out how to get there. Whether that's in a year or in 4 years when you want that money, but this business can give you that. That's what's so crazy. And like, I honestly didn't realize it until I pushed myself hard enough to see the results, that it was meant so much more. So with that, I also hit that goal. But Success Club, I've also been able to go to, let's see, Punta Cana with my husband, all-inclusive vacation for 4 nights. Yeah, 5 days, 4 nights. 5 night, what? It was 5 nights. Okay, well, the first one was 5 nights. I don't know. Um, Riviera Maya, which is Mexico, at a 5-star resort, oceanfront room with my husband, all inclusive for 4 nights last year. And this year we went to Punta Cana again, the Hard Rock, without kids, just me and my husband, all inclusive. All I paid for was our ticket, our transfer from the airport to the hotel. And so this is a time where you can either decide to be like, well, this business is okay. Like, it'd be nice to make $50 a month. Or you can say, well, crap, I would really love to be in Cancun next year at a brand new 5-star resort. Every room's an oceanfront room. It's incredible. And of course, body does not guarantee income, but you have to decide what you want. If you want to make that income, the income is possible for you. I'm proof that it's happened, right? But you have to put in the work. It's not going to come to you. You have to put in the work and do the work and be willing to change and pivot when what you're doing isn't working for you. Because if you're not willing to pivot and change, like I have pivoted and changed lots of times, and I'm finally found something that works for me and is enjoyable. I love it, and it's easy because I love it. But you decide. It's your choice if you want to be in Cancun, if you want to be able to take a day off work with your kid. Do you want to go on adventures? Do you want to take trips and use the money you earn from this business for that? You can. But again, you have to plug in, lean in, and learn with us. And Rachel, I do, I don't remember what niching down. I don't know what I used, but I have one somewhere. I'll try and find it.
This was awesome, Allie.
Was that helpful?
Thank you for sharing.
Hi, Sarah. I'm glad I see your face. But yeah, I mean, this business is not hard. You just have to put in the work. That's what I mean, I don't have any extra time than you guys do. I'm busy. Life is hectic. But when you put in the work and see the results, it's priceless, honestly. Any more questions? No?
How many connections do you try to make before you work out? Like, give us some data, some numbers.
I aim for 5 to 10. Sometimes it's more if I have more time, sometimes it's less. And also during the day, like I didn't put this in there, but like if I'm not seeing patients, like if I'm in between patients and I'm on social media, I'll do it then too. So like whenever, like it's not set in stone, but I aim for 5 to 10 a day.
You have them saved like in your like collection?
So on Instagram, I save them in a collection for each month. Then I go back and look at the collection. On Facebook, it's harder. Sometimes I'll like screenshot the person, but then I like don't, then I'll look back and I'm like, why did I screenshot this person 2 years ago? So it's not helpful. Don't do that.
Megan, do you have a question? Your face looked like you did. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to
It's just her face.
All right, so my challenge to everyone getting off this call. This was awesome, Allie. Thank you for sharing. Thank you
Of
for
course.
sharing. Rachel's gonna take well, we're doing a meal prep mentorship call together next week, sorry. And then we'll do another training that Rachel's gonna lead after that. But when you hop off this call, share on our pod something you learned tonight. Okay, and one non-negotiable goal you have for July that we can help you work towards. Because one thing Allie didn't mention is like her and I did sit down and kind of like you don't need to figure it out together. If you're like, I would love to make X amount, but I don't know how that happens. That's why you have mentorship calls. So we can walk through that more one-on-one. But I want to know one non-negotiable goal you're gonna have for July because the first Monday of the month is tomorrow. So Lava group is open too, so we'll send that out. Thank you, Allie. And if you guys have any other questions, I will also post the announcement things I went over in the pod, so it's in one spot. I think that was it. I knew I threw a lot at you, but it's going to be a great month. Get off the call, share what you learned, share your goal, and then go to sleep. Thank you, Allie. Love you
Of
guys.
course. Bye, guys.